So guys, we decided to do something different this week. It's not going to be a vlog like the other ones. It's going to be the story of how we met.
So a lot of you guys only know one of us. We wanted to introduce ourselves to you and tell our story so that we can kind of fit the pieces together so the vlogs make a little more sense.
Yeah, and you could connect with us a little bit more.
Comment down below if you have any more questions that you'd like to ask us that maybe you don't cover throughout the video. So, we met in Bali.
Yeah, at a yoga teacher training, Yoga East-West.
Shout out Adam.
You know, we both had our own journey getting to the program, obviously. I had been searching yoga teacher trainings for like a few years and never had the time out of my life to go do it, or I kept researching them but just never went through with it. And for some reason this year I was like, I'm gonna get certified in yoga, and I searched online, found their program, fell in love with their promotional video. It was amazing. It made me cry. And then basically just signed up for the month of March thinking that was going to be a good month to go. And I think I did this in January, so I planned it just very quickly. I thought it was going to be great. I was going to set myself up for the summertime, be certified, start teaching yoga in New York City. Little do we know, coronavirus hit.
So a couple days after my birthday in November, at the very end of it, I was deciding what to do with my life. I was really big into rock climbing, and that kind of got detoured by my injuries. And in the process, I learned that yoga was very beneficial to my injuries and made me stronger, more flexible. I've had this inkling my whole life about yoga. I've grown up in LA, so it's everywhere, and everybody's doing it, but I had my reservations. But I think that was just because I didn't want to be seen as one of those yoga people, but turns out I'm one of those yoga people. So I decided, because my friend Svarga, shout out Svarga, he went to Bali and was telling me about all these people that he's meeting that were also doing yoga teacher trainings. That kind of clicked in my mind, and Bali seemed beautiful and amazing in the tropics. I've always wanted to spend time there, and he said that April is probably when rainy season was going to be over, but I decided, just hit the end of rainy season, March, and I wanted it to happen sooner than later. So I just decided to sign up that day. I looked up best yoga teacher trainings, and I found this article, probably a fake article.
Yeah, I found the same one.
That was like, is this the coolest yoga teacher training ever? And yeah, it's pretty cool actually. They got a great website and great video, and I signed up that day. Nothing's been the same since.
So we get to the program. It starts on March 8th. 2020. Our friend Mikey's birthday, his roommate in Bali.
That's true.
At the beginning of our program, we had an opening ceremony, and everybody was supposed to wear white, and it was like this really awesome celebration that like this program's beginning. 30 people in the training when it started, and like a whole bunch of teachers, and we all sat in a circle. Of course, I came first. Me and my roommate Jordan were the first ones in the shala, and this guy comes in like one of the last ones.
Yeah.
But I will never forget when I first saw him. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the cutest boy I've ever seen. He was in all white, and your hair was like slicked back, right? It was down.
It was down.
Your hair was down. I just kept staring at him the whole time, and I was like, well, I wonder what his name is, and I was like waiting for him to introduce himself. I didn't catch his name. His name was Michi. I didn't even know what you were saying because I've never heard that name before. We talked after the ceremony, but do you want to talk about the first time you saw me?
I came in, because Mikey was late. So he showed up probably 20 minutes before opening ceremony, and I was just talking with him, hanging out before, and we're like, all right, it's happening in 5 minutes. Let's go down. And we go down and we sit. When I get there, pretty much everyone's there already. So Mikey and I just sit wherever the open spot is. Happens to be across from Grayson. I did, of course, I did a quick survey of the whole room. I was like, oh my god, why do I have to sit across from this girl? I don't want to I want to stare at this girl, but it's too obvious when they're all sitting across from you because you can't pretend like you're looking at the other people. I just talked to the people sitting around me. Hugh was sitting next to me, Mikey and Lucci.
Yeah, so we all had to introduce ourselves in a circle, and it took like 2 hours. But he went before me, and then I was one of the last ones. I think I was the last one. It was like, I'm from Brooklyn, I'm a dancer. All these things.
I'm going to be on Broadway soon, is what she said.
I did not say soon.
It was perfect because it was like the time where I got to just stare directly at her because she's speaking, so I get to just focus my whole energy there, and I was like, wow, this chick's really cool. And she's beautiful. Let me see what's up with her. There's still those games in my head that I seem to want to play where it's like I can't give too much attention because then it'll do this thing where she won't like me.
That happened later, but this was the first day. So after the opening ceremony, then we had our dinner, our first dinner all together. We had every single meal. We ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner at this one long table, and it was like 30 of us, and it was like super fun, and I felt like a family. And it was buffet style each meal, and I was kind of lingering, waiting to go to the food because I wanted to be around Nietzsche to like find a seat near him and like talk to him during dinner. So I went up to the buffet and noticed he was right behind me, so I was like, this is perfect. So then I turned around and I was like, what's your name again? And then he told me, and I was like, can you spell that? Because I still didn't know what your name was. And then I finally had his name, which is an important part of knowing someone. So we sat near each other for dinner the first day. And then pretty much every day after that, we ate meals together and also practiced yoga and did all the classes like side by side. Like we were just like attached at the hip like the entire program.
Yeah, Grayson would wake up every day, be the first one in the shala.
Yeah.
And
our classes started at 7 a.m. and I was there at least by 6. And Nietzsche found out that I started to get there early. You know, at the beginning he was rolling up at 7 a.m. when it started. But then somehow he found out that I was the first one there. So he also started to wake up early and come right after 6 and place his mat down beside mine, and we would stretch together and warm up, and that was our daily routine. I hate bugs, and there was this cockroach in my room that me and my roommate Jordan, neither one of us could deal with. Okay, come on, Jordan.
Move it
to the corner. Put the cup
if
over it.
If it falls, I'm gonna cry. Oh my god, I can't. Don't.
So I was trying to plan a way to like be on like a texting basis with him. So I had his number through the WhatsApp group that our yoga training sent us messages on. So I like DM'd him, and I was like, there's a cockroach in my room. Like, can you help me? And he helped me get it out of my room, and it was the first like he's in my living space. We're also like texting now, so that was probably the first week, right?
That was the first week, yeah. Within the friend zone, you know, you have to get closer to that edge of romance.
Because I knew that there were a few people in the training that I knew I was going to be friends with, but I always knew that he was going to be like my number one friend. Like I just had this vibe from him. And so I was like, I gotta text this guy. And the first time we ever hung out, Nietzsche told me he liked me. This was on Saturday. We had just met on Sunday. But we had been spending all the time in the world together, like sun up to sundown, you know. So we knew each other. It wasn't like weird.
For Saturday, during lunch, I think I asked Grayson, so what you doing tonight, huh?
And I was
like we're doing anything.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't know, do you want to hang out? Like, so fast.
You had your massage.
Oh.
That night.
We will link the resort and the program down below because we got massages and went to the sauna and just like we're living our best life. And so I had a massage before we hung out, And
It's like $10.
yeah, stupid. I got like 3 massages a week.
It was the first time that we really got to
Have a heart-to-heart.
heart to heart.
Life talks.
Mm-hmm.
Really get to know each other, yeah.
So in our program, our meditation teacher was Guru. So he was the main spiritual guider throughout this whole yoga teacher training program. And every night he would have these one-on-one sessions with people. And one of those nights during the second week, I think it was Friday,
Yeah.
I told him that I liked one of the students in the program. And turns out that person was Grayson, of course. Because during this time, I wasn't sure. I told her I liked her. She, ever since then, decided to not want to hang out with me as much. Or she decided to ice me out a little bit.
I was so focused about the program because I had been like really wanting to be a yoga teacher for like 5 years. This is like what I wanted to do. And I was like, I cannot let this boy distract me. I know he likes me and I cannot let him know that I like him too. And I was like trying to shut you out and friend zone you the whole time.
For the second week.
Yeah, for the second week I like made it really hard for him to get close to me.
Because of aforementioned wanting to concentrate on the program, but that ended, so she got to concentrate on me.
Yeah.
But it was beautiful because he just told me that I should proclaim my love to her.
Yeah.
I was like, Guru, calm down.
The next day Nietzsche gave me a flower
Yeah,
in
he
the
said,
morning.
give Grayson a flower and then tell her your whole heart. And I was like, I'll give her the flower.
And that's like very common in Bali. Like you give flowers to people that you like want to have a good day or say hi to them. There's like flowers everywhere and everybody wears them in their ears.
Mhm.
So it like wasn't weird that he gave me a flower. It would be here a little bit. But yeah, it was really cute. And he was just like, hey, this is for you. And I was like, thanks.
Good morning.
But then the US put a travel ban and was telling everybody to come home. That was like the middle of March.
It's an advisory.
An advisory.
So
But
if it's an advisory,
my mother was freaking out. Hi, Mom. She was wanting me to come home and switch my flight. And everybody was freaking out in America. And we were all living our best life in Bali. We were falling in love.
Mhm.
And I actually went to the airport. I texted him, he was in his room, and I was like, I kind of like meant to scare him, but like, knew it wasn't serious. I was like, I'm going to the airport. Like, do you want to come with me? This was like at the end of the second week. And he was like, I'll be right there. And I just like tried to get my ticket changed because the website was down for Qatar Airlines. But they couldn't even help me at the airport, so I was like, I guess I'll just stay another week, which was the original plan.
So our program ended a week early,
Yes.
but we didn't get to complete anything.
Alright.
We just finished up classes, and the program decided that it was best if everybody just did what they had to do to get home.
Yeah.
Some people had families, some people
Yeah,
had
because
loved ones that they need to get to, so...
all of our classmates were from like all over the world, and so all of these different countries had different protocols of borders closing, airports closing, all that kind of stuff. So a lot of people went home early. It was 10 people on the last meditation, but then more and more people started to leave within the third week. So a bunch of us decided to get an Airbnb for the third week. We rented this villa that was amazing. We had like housekeeping, a private pool.
Mm-hmm. Well, we had 2 different villas.
Yeah.
We stayed at one.
Beginning of the week, end of the week. And in the middle of the week, it was Silent Day, which is the Balinese New Year, which is so special.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, everybody in Bali has to stay in their house, not make a noise. Your electricity doesn't work, or you're not allowed to turn on lights, and all the Wi-Fi is shut down for all of the island.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to be quiet and stay inside and do not turn on lights.
Mm-hmm. It's to let the evil spirits out, to...
It's for the evil spirits not to find you, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like passing through, and if you're quiet and don't have like light on, then they won't find you.
Mm-hmm.
But we looked at the stars that night and they were amazing.
It was a
because
wonderful night.
there were no lights on in the entire island of Bali, and we were just stargazing in our private pool inside of our villa. But anyway, it was time for me to leave Bali. Oh, then we had to be long distance for 2.5 months. I am from South Carolina and he is from LA. And this is how we really knew we liked each other, was because we talked and FaceTimed every single day, all day, until my birthday when I came and visited him, which is the first time I saw him since Bali, in the middle of June.
Happy birthday!
And it was really amazing. I was like, okay, like, well, we started dating in April, but whatever. Then I had to move out of my apartment in New York. I'm also from New York. I've been there for the past 6 years. But I had an apartment in Brooklyn. I had to move my stuff out and into a storage unit. So my mom and I drove up there, drove back down, and then I finally had my stuff organized and I bought a one-way ticket to LA like 2 or 3 weeks later. That's how we got here, I guess. Now we've been living in this van for the past month. We're currently at Nietzsche's house. We're doing some renovations in the van. I know you can see this. This is our new fan.
Vent.
It's a vent, yes. And we also have some solar panels that we have on the roof that we are just installing and getting the wires right. I don't know anything about electricity, but he's doing all the work.
Thanks, Don.
But our plan is to drive across the country back to my house.
Yeah, well, so we wanted to go back to Bali.
Oh yeah,
But
that's our plan.
That was our plan, and it still is our plan.
Because we're still not certified in yoga after all this time.
Yes. We want to go back and have another experience, see different teaching, go to a different resort, and we want to live in Bali. So, right now.
Like right now.
But
yeah, they shut down tourism for the rest of 2020. We're just waiting to hear on when they are open and when we can buy a flight, and as soon as we can go back to Bali. Whenever our program Yoga East West opens trainings again, because they have them every single month and you can just choose whenever you want to go. And we're just gonna be there already and just start taking their classes. That's our plan. Thank you for watching this whole video if you made it this far. If you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up.
wait.
And also, just subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, and it helps us out a lot.
There's that big red button. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.